I'm here today with Bryan and Christian, and you guys, your business's name is ZOI, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Well, don't tell me about it. You're going to tell the Eagles about it, but how excited are you to be in the Eagles' nest with us today?
We're super pumped. Super pumped.
Very excited, thank you.
And very grateful for the opportunity.
Good. Well, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready. Always ready.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for this opportunity to chat. I've got my CTO, Christian Brotze, and I am the CEO of ZOI. ZOI, we're passing out some folders for you to take a look. If you look at the yellow post-it, if you go on that page, you'll see some pictures of a few of our friends. And those friends of ours passed away in their sleep. How many people in here have friends or family that have passed away in their sleep? It's a big group. I mean, 1 in 8 Americans will end up dying in their sleep. Our technology essentially tracks the user's sleep patterns. It tracks the user's sleep patterns. It gives you a sleep score, which I will also pass around, which Christian will give to you. It's a sleep score. And while you're sleeping, if at any point in time you have any abnormalities in your sleep, it will send you an alert to your phone to wake you up. So if your heart rate is too low, too high, it'll send an alarm. If you don't wake up, it'll send an alarm to your family members, so whoever you have on your emergency contact list on the app. And if they don't respond, then first responders will get called with your geolocation. Currently, we're working on the iOS, so we're working on the Apple Watch. So it'll be released this month, and we're planning on getting it on Android in the next couple months, and that's why we're here for funding, is to get it to work on Android, to get it to work on Fitbit and Garmin and all the other devices that are out there. We want to, one of the big projects that we really like is the Ring. Users can wear the Ring to bed and just go to sleep. The Ring lasts for 2 weeks, and yeah, it's really cool. And you literally sleep with it on, tracks your sleep patterns. You can send a chart to your doctor. So that's one of the cool features is there's 45 million Americans with sleep apnea, and 1 in 4 have heart disease. So this is a big issue in our country, and people are not aware, of the sleep apnea situation. So we want people to better understand what goes on in their sleep, because that correlates with heart disease. It correlates with cutting years off your life. So our technology is going to give you that better understanding of what happens in your sleep, and potentially give you another day of life. And that's really our goal is gone will be the days of dying in your sleep. So that's our goal. We want to help save lives, and we want you guys to partner with us. So are you guys ready to help us save lives with ZOI?
So a scenario.
Yes.
I'm mad at my husband.
Okay.
Well, that's not a scenario, that's just truth.
He has sleep apnea. Do I have to wake him up? Just kidding.
How much?
Yes. I understand that is this something that prevents something, or is this just something that reminds you of something that you already have?
No, so many of us don't know. So I was in the military for 8 years. I didn't know I had obstructive sleep apnea. I used to wake up in the middle of the night. I had an accident in the military, and which broke my nose, and because of it, I stopped breathing 32 times in my sleep. I was 27 years old. I had no idea. Most Americans don't even know they have sleep apnea.
Do they sleep with somebody?
Well, they do, but people just think it's snoring. Oh, he just snores. Most people don't understand that that's actually something that's wrong, and that can potentially long-term affect your health.
So is it just an app right now?
Currently, it's an app.
So but you can tie into any other wearable?
Any wearable. Yep.
Okay. And it's functioning, or you need to get it?
No,
The algorithms are all in place, and so at this point it would just be, marketing and getting it actually out.
But you don't have people using it right now?
Right.
No.
Okay.
No, we just literally, I mean, we've
And
been,
what's your plan for rolling it out?
well,
How are you gonna get users?
obviously, email drip campaigns, Facebook marketing, Google AdWords. We have a large group, a large following
And where are you guys based out of?
out of LA, Los Angeles.
Okay.
Medical advisors, associations, like Heart Association, Sleep Association.
We have two- we have-
So, and you have pretty robust APIs, or you've built them, or how are you doing it through Apple, through their APIs?
Well, we use some of Apple API and then some of our own custom because there is no technology currently that will
So
stream.
the reason I ask is I work with a lot of med tech companies that have huge databases, and this might be a nice little add-on to them, so that could be the way to roll it out. So I'll have more questions. Go
Still
ahead.
has to be an actual
we
watch,
wanted
you
it-
have to be
we were
wearing
looking-
Yeah, you have
somebody
to,
else's product, not theirs.
yeah.
How much are you asking for?
100,000.
And what will that do?
That will allow us to build the Android version of the app. That'll allow us to, what we want to do is build out features based on our current user, so the users that are going to be signing up. We have a feedback form. So based on their feedback, we want to mold the app based on what they want and what they need. So that money is going to be used to build it out for iOS and for Android and for additional marketing. So that's.
And do you plan on developing a wearable, or do you just plan on piggybacking off of other?
We can start our own.
Because right now you're gonna tie into Fitbit or Apple Watch or,
Yeah,
right?
currently,
Okay.
because of funding
Okay.
reasons, you know.
I mean, we funded it ourselves. We raised a $65,000 on Start Engine on our crowdfunding campaign, so we did
That's
well
great.
there. And we've just been continuously working and progressing. And our main goal, we want to tie
You had to think
into
about
the
it, it's bad.
foundation as well. So not only do we want to help save lives, but we want to give back. And we feel that there's a massive opportunity to work with other wearable devices.
All right, we have 2 minutes for the Eagles to ask you guys some questions and before they deliberate.
What does ZOI mean?
ZOI means life in Greek.
And your qualifications for doing this whole company is what?
So I've been in business and sales for 12 years, and I've started my own companies. This is my 4th startup. The first 2 failed miserably. The 3rd one we're selling for not too much, but it's a really cool website and platform, and I learned a lot along the way on building apps. And we have an amazing app development internal team. So everyone's local and internal.
So I'm not, thank you. So I'm not trying to understand the value of apps. I mean, usually they're free. How does this projection-wise make money?
So, great question. So we have a subscription-based model. Currently, it's going to be free. Eventually, we're going to do the $4.90. It'll be $4.99 a month for your subscription, for you to have the alerting system for your family and for 911. It'll go up to $9.99 and then $14.99 when we have a call center. We want to add also the feature of being able to talk to a doctor directly 3 times.
Okay, you have
So-
competitors? Sorry.
Oh.
Competitors in the marketplace?
Just other there's trackers in the market. We're the first company, so we filed a patent a 1.5 years ago on the alerting and messaging system.
Did you get it? And you got the patent?
We're waiting another 5 months. The
Okay.
patent lawyers have.
I think this would be awesome, and I could merge you guys with some other partners, depending on how, so I guess it really comes down to, if it was my money, I would put it in if there was some advisement I could do. Like, I'd love to merge you with these other med tech companies that I know, and it would boom, but I just don't know how open you guys are. Let us talk amongst ourselves real quick.
Actually, I just have a thought, because I don't sure, whatever they say, they're gonna talk me into something. No, I'm kidding. There's an app for everything, right? There's an app for that.
Yeah.
I'm all 1,000%. If this has half a chance of working, succeeding, but if it's health related, it's gonna save lives, and it's gonna enhance people's lives, and it's gonna get people talking about symptoms that they have, I'm all freaking over this. Yeah, so if they don't give you the money, I'll never too far. Yes, very good idea.
All right. All right, we're gonna let the Eagles discuss your presentation, your product, and let's see what they think.
Here's my issue. I think this is a feature, not a product.
Yeah.
First of all, you probably have too, but I've met with Fitbit and all those guys. Everybody's they're all adding this stuff.
Yeah.
So my concern is, I don't think this is a business. Because overnight, somebody adds the outlet, you might be able to sell your IP. if you have
That's
patent,
what I was thinking, yeah.
Which I think is what you were saying, but it's not a company.
Yeah.
Because it would be too easy, because it needs someone else's watch, and all those watch people are going through every possible health symptom and building an app for it now. So my concern is, I just think this is a
What's their
feature to
patent
give
on?
someone else.
Yeah.
What does the patent do?
It's just for the notifications. I don't know. But I think we pass on this.
It's not for the apnea per se, it's for how they message it.
What? We can.
See if you can.
Yeah.
See
So it'll be great. I think we make an introduction. I
Can
think
you guys
we-
make some noise or something? We're
Yeah.
trying to-
Yeah, we're trying to.
Because, so Brock, here's my overall thought about this. The way that David structured this is we have 5% equity. If we say yes, we get a point each, and we help them as best we can.
And we're all,
Make this, you
Yeah.
don't have to decide it's you or her.
all right, let's try a little chant again. Let's get some energy going in the room while they're discussing. Who are we? Who are we? You say it one more time. Who are we?
Can we just say incubator on this one?
What do we do?
Incubator on this one?
Yeah.
Who's ready to
But
serve?
they don't need the money. They just need a couple of introductions. And because there's groups and like Google was there in our office the other day, and they would give them the money or the development team.
They did an awesome job today.
We're not gonna get that money now.
Guys, it's
Yeah.
not easy. It's not
No,
easy to get up in front of a room and talk to people that you never seen before.
So-
You know? And especially when they're gonna ask you these very important questions. Looks like the Eagles have deliberated and come to a consensus.
Yes.
Right? Forbes?
Hi.
Hi, you guys ready?
Okay.
Awesome, awesome. All right, let's
You
see
want
what
me
the
to-
Eagles have to say.
So it's yes and no. What we'd like to do is extend an invite for an incubator, which basically, I think really what you need are introductions. And for example, we have a company from San Francisco area, big company, that was just in our office the other day, and they're actually putting up funds for development for these type of projects. And what we really think is you have an awesome feature, but not a company. And I think you could be merged, we think you could be merged with something else. So what we'd like to do is say not to the money, but yes to working with you and developing it. But that doesn't mean there's not money there. It just, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll let
Oh, yeah, so that's our final decision, and if you have any beef with that, then Evander would like to talk to you. But,
No, I really appreciate that, but I will say this, that we have an opportunity here. This is a company, I mean, we're gonna take this long-term. I mean, it's an app that can turn into, I mean, we already have it on the Apple Watch. We're gonna be getting paid based on subscription models. I mean, it's a big deal. We're helping save lives.
No. We get
we
that.
agree that, and we agree with you, and we'd like to help you get it out there. There's also, 50 other companies and platforms that are doing very similar right now, so it's a main concern. So with your IP, what I think you could do, if it develops, is I think you could sell the IP and merge it. There's a publicly traded company that is over in my neighborhood, and they do this type of thing, and I think with an introduction to them and a little bit of, you could get the funds that way, or sell the IP. What we're saying is, yes, through a little bit of like incubation and working together and through some introductions.
Because I think it's very important to understand, when you go, yes, we're saving lives, we don't need to hear that part. We know what the app can do, but if it's just an app or it has great IP that's specific to what this is, so that Apple can't steal it or Fitbit can't steal it, as business professionals, we're kind of looking at the overall plan, going, wait, what you got is very cool, we get that. But the best way to help you may in fact be first our expertise and then funding.
Yep.
So we're kind of calling that an incubator process. Not to say no, you guys did great, so give yourselves a round of applause for that.
Are you next?
All right, so it sounds like the Eagles, they like your product, and they're just gonna chat with you guys some more and see if they can help you further. Thank you guys, give them a big hand of applause. Appreciate you coming to the Eagles Club.
David's going, that's not what I do, that's not what I do.
David what?
David asked me, wait a second, that's not what I thought about.
Wow.
So you guys didn't exactly get a deal today, right?
Nope.
Not today. Okay, well, it sounds to me like they want to work with you and talk to you a little bit, and they called it an incubator. Is that something that interests you?
Potentially. Yes.
Yeah, definitely depends on what it really means. Yeah.
Okay, well, stick around because they're going to be hanging out and talking to the entrepreneurs, if you can, if you're able to stick around. They're going to be talking to all the entrepreneurs after the Eagle's Nest. Sound good?
Thank
Sounds
you.
good. Thank you so much for the
The opportunity.
time and the opportunity.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us in the Eagle's Nest today.
Thank you.
Thank you. No. Guess we're not good enough.